All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the world of online betting in Jamaica.
Sounds exciting.
It is, and we're using betplace.us as our guide. They've got some great insights.
Betplace.us, yeah, they're a good resource for sure.
So what really struck me is how Jamaica's betting scene has this, fascinating history.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's not just something that popped up overnight.
Exactly. It's been this journey from, a kind of hidden thing to a legit regulated industry.
Right, absolutely.
And betplace.us takes us all the way back to 1975.
1975.
The birth of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Commission.
The BGLC?
Yeah, the BGLC. So that was a turning point, right? Bringing some structure to the whole thing.
Definitely. It brought it out into the open, made it more transparent.
But here's the thing, and this is where it gets interesting. Even today, even with the BGLC, some forms of online gambling are still, they're illegal.
Unless you've got that specific license, right?
Exactly. So sports betting, online lotteries, those are all good.
Legal and regulated.
But online casinos? That's a different story.
Yeah, you need a license from the BGLC for that.
So it's like Jamaica's being really careful about how they grow this whole industry.
Makes sense, It's about protecting people, making sure things are done right.
Absolutely. And that's why knowing your platforms is so important.
Couldn't agree more.
And that's where I think betplace.us really shines. They don't just list betting sites, they put them under a microscope.
They really break it down.
So what are they looking for? What makes a platform a winner in their book?
Well, first off, the odds.
They gotta have good odds.
Absolutely. Then mobile accessibility.
Makes sense. Everyone's on their phones these days.
Right. And then payment options.
Gotta be easy to get your money in and out.
Exactly. Bonuses, of course.
Oh yeah, those bonuses can be tempting.
They can. Then market variety. How many different things can you bet on?
Right.
Customer support. Gotta have someone to help you out if things go wrong.
Important for sure.
And finally, and this is huge, the platform's reputation.
Okay, yeah, you gotta trust the site you're using.
Absolutely. Security, trustworthiness, that's all part of it.
So they're really doing their homework, it sounds like.
Oh, for sure. They're taking the guesswork out of it for you.
That's great. So based on all that, who are some of their top picks for Jamaica?
Well, they give a shout out to 1xBet, Bet365, and TonyBet.
3 big names.
Yeah, definitely. Each one has its own strengths,
So what makes each one stand out? Who would be drawn to, say, 1xBet?
Well, 1xBet, they're known for having a massive selection of sports markets.
Oh, wow. So something for everyone.
Pretty much, yeah. And they offer some pretty big potential wins, too.
Okay, so high rollers might like that.
Exactly. Now, Bet365, they're a UK-based platform.
Okay, yeah, I heard of them.
They keep things simple, user-friendly.
Good for beginners, maybe.
Definitely. If you're new to online betting, Bet365 is a good place to start.
What about TonyBet? What's their specialty?
TonyBet, also British, they're known for the sheer variety of events they cover.
Even more than 1xBet.
It's a self-call, but they might have the edge there. And they've got some really competitive odds, too.
So for people who really like to shop around for the best odds.
Exactly. But here's the key thing. No matter which one you choose,
Yeah.
they've all been vetted by betplace.us for security and trustworthiness.
So we can trust them.
You can breathe easy knowing you're on a legit site.
That peace of mind is priceless, I think.
Oh, absolutely. It takes the worry out of it.
Definitely. And speaking of making things easier, let's talk about mobile betting.
Oh, yeah, that's huge, though.
Place.us talks about how much it's grown, and I totally get it.
So convenient, right?
You can bet from anywhere, anytime.
It's a game changer.
It really is. So who are some of the top dogs in the mobile betting world?
Well, betplace.us gives a shout out to 22bet, Bet365 again, and 1xBet.
Those names keep coming up.
They're all doing something right, clearly.
So what makes these apps stand out?
Well, they're all sleek, easy to use, packed with features.
So you're not sacrificing anything by going mobile?
Not at all. In fact, you might even gain some advantages.
How so?
Well, you can be at a match, watch it live, and react to what's happening in real time.
Oh, wow. I hadn't know over that.
Yeah, it adds a whole new level of excitement.
It's like you're right there in the action.
Exactly.
So we talked about the platforms, but what about the games? What are people in Jamaica actually betting on?
That's the fun part, right? And it's not just about one or two sports.
But Place.us makes that clear.
Oh, yeah. They highlight the diversity of betting choices in Jamaica.
So it's not just football.
Football's big, of course.
But there's more.
Cricket, volleyball, tennis, it's all on the table.
Wow, that's great to hear.
And what's fascinating is the depth within each sport.
What do you mean?
Well, take cricket, for example. Betplace.us points out that there are over 60 betting markets for cricket alone.
Seriously?
Yeah. Each sport has its own unique strategies, different ways to bet.
So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out.
And there's something for everyone.
That's awesome. And I got to throw in a little fun fact here.
Okay, love fun facts.
Athletics, basketball, and netball, they've got their own dedicated fan bases in Jamaica.
Really?
Yeah. So if you're looking for something a bit different,
That's cool. I didn't know that.
So we've got all these options, but let's be real. Starting with online betting can feel overwhelming.
It can, especially if you're new to it.
But Place.us doesn't just leave you hanging.
They walk you through it, right?
They do. They break it down step by step,
That's so helpful.
starting with the most important thing, choosing a licensed, reputable platform.
We talked about that.
We did, but it bears repeating. But they also cover things like claiming those welcome bonuses
Oh, yeah, those are nice.
and understanding the odds, because those can be confusing.
They can.
And this is huge, managing your money responsibly.
So important.
It really is. But Place.us isn't about chasing those quick wins,
No, it's about the long game
Exactly. It's about making smart decisions.
and enjoying the experience.
And part of that is understanding your financial options, right? How you're actually going to move your money around.
For sure. You got to know how to get your money in and out.
So what are some of the popular payment methods in Jamaica?
Well, you've got your classic Visa cards.
Okay, reliable.
And then there's Skrill, which is super streamlined.
Easy to use.
Super easy. And PayPal, of course, it's accepted pretty much everywhere.
Oh, yeah, PayPal's great.
And then there's the rise of cryptocurrencies,
Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that.
Exactly. Some platforms are embracing crypto, giving you more flexibility.
Wow, so many options.
It's all about choice, right? Finding what works for you.
Absolutely. But what about those bonuses? We got to talk about the bonuses.
Oh, yeah, the bonuses. They can be really tempting.
They can. So what's the deal? What kind of bonuses are we talking about?
Well, you've got your deposit bonuses, where they match a percentage of your deposit.
Okay, so free money, basically.
Kind of, yeah. And welcome offers, those are specifically for new players.
Sweeten the deal.
Exactly. Free bets, cashback rewards, even VIP programs.
Sounds like there's a lot out there.
Oh, yeah, there's a bonus for pretty much everything.
But there's got to be a catch, right? It can't all be free money.
Well, there are usually some strings attached.
Like that.
Wagering requirements, for example.
What are those?
Basically, you have to bet a certain amount of money before you can withdraw your winnings.
Ah, okay, so you can't just take the bonus and run.
Not usually, no. BetPlace.us really stresses the importance of reading the fine print.
So don't just get blinded by the upfront reward.
Exactly. Understand how it all works.
So we've covered the history, the platforms, even talked a bit about responsible betting.
It's been a good overview so far.
But are you ready to go beyond the traditional sports scene?
Ooh, now you're talking.
Because BetPlace.us takes us into some pretty wild territory.
I'm intrigued. Let's hear it.
We're going to explore the world of esports betting and virtual sports and so much more.
Let's do it. Buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into the world of esports betting.
Esports betting. Okay, now this is where things get really interesting, right?
Oh, yeah, this is a whole other level. And BetPlace.us, they do a great job highlighting, the major players in the esports scene.
Like what? Give us some examples.
Okay, so you've got your League of Legends, your Dota 2, and of course, Counter-Strike. Global Offensive.
Counter-Strike, classic.
A true classic, but, it doesn't stop there. They also mention games like FIFA, StarCraft 2.
StarCraft, that takes me back.
Right, and even Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. See, that's what I love about this. I know these games, but I never really thought about betting on them,
Right, it's a whole new way to experience them.
So why is esports betting becoming such a big deal, especially in Jamaica? What's driving that?
Well, it's definitely a global phenomenon, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And Jamaica is catching the wave. Big time.
Makes sense.
Esports, they just offer this unique appeal, I think. It's like you've got the thrill of competition.
Like any sport.
Right, exactly. But then you've also got the strategic depth of gaming,
And it's accessible 2047, right?
That's a huge factor. You don't have to wait for a specific season or tournament. There's always something happening in the esports world.
Always action. I love it. Speaking of 2047 action, BetPlace.us, they also talk about virtual sports.
Oh, yeah, virtual sports. That's another interesting one.
It's like having a sports channel that's always on, right?
That never sleeps.
Virtual football, horse racing, greyhound racing, tennis, basketball, you name it.
They've got it all.
So virtual sports, is that a whole different kind of betting strategy?
It is. You're
not dealing with real players, real teams, any of that?
Nope. It's all about understanding the probabilities, the patterns within that virtual environment.
So it's more about the game mechanics, the algorithms.
Exactly. You got to be a bit of a techie, maybe, to really get into it.
Okay, so let's talk about those top 10 lists that BetPlace.us puts together.
Oh, yeah, those are fun.
I'm curious about their picks for, the most popular sports to bet on in Jamaica. What do they say about that?
Well, for cricket fans, the Caribbean Premier League is the big one, they say.
Caribbean Premier League makes sense.
And for football, it's all about the CONCACAF Gold Cup and the Red Stripe Premier League.
Yeah, those are huge in Jamaica.
Right, so it tracks that they'd be the top picks.
Absolutely. What really surprised me, though, was their inclusion of the Jamaica International Invitational.
For track and field.
Yeah, and even the Icy Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships. I mean, that's high school.
It really shows you how deep betting runs in Jamaican culture, you know?
It's not just about those big international leagues. It's about local pride, too.
Exactly. It's about supporting your own.
That's awesome. But betplace.us also makes it clear the betting landscape in Jamaica.
It goes way beyond just those top picks.
Oh, yeah.
They've got basketball, boxing, horse racing, tennis, volleyball, rugby, even golf.
Wow, so there's really something for everyone, huh?
Pretty much. No matter what you're into, you can probably find a way to bet on it in Jamaica.
So betplace.us is saying no matter your passion, there's a bet for you out there.
That's the beauty of it.
Okay. But understanding all those different types of bets, those betting markets,
Yeah, that can be a bit daunting.
especially for someone new to all this, right?
For sure. But betplace.us, they actually do a really good job of breaking it down.
They do.
Oh, yeah. They explain, like, the top 10 betting markets. You know, you've got your classic win-draw-win.
Sometimes called 1x2.
Exactly. 1x2. That one's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah, pretty simple.
Then there's the Asian handicap. That one's a little more complex.
A bit more strategic.
Definitely. And, of course, the ever-popular both teams to score.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a fan favorite for sure.
What about some of the other markets they mentioned?
Well, they cover over-under bets, where you're predicting the total number of points or goals, correct score predictions, double chance wagers.
Double chance, what's that?
That gives you two outcomes to bet on, so you've got a better chance of winning.
Oh, interesting.
And even anytime score bets, where you're trying to guess which player will score during the match.
Wow, there's so much variety.
Right.
It's not just about picking the winner. It's about finding the market that suits your knowledge and style.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Esports, virtual sports, popular sports in Jamaica, even those betting markets. But we got to talk about casinos.
Ah, yes, the casinos, always a classic.
Right. Even in this digital age, those classic casino games, they still have that appeal.
They do. They do. Slots, roulette, blackjack, baccarat. They never go out of style.
Timeless, right.
Absolutely. And for those who miss that, like, real-life casino buzz,
Yeah, that energy.
there's always live dealer games.
Live dealer games, so you're interacting with, like, real dealers.
Yep, real dealers and other players all in real time. It's the closest you can get to being in a real casino without actually being there.
That's pretty cool. What strikes me about online casinos is, like, the sheer variety of games they offer.
Oh, yeah, it's incredible.
Betplace.us, they list everything from, like, traditional card game
Poker, blackjack, you name it.
to dice games, wheel-based games, even lottery-style games like Keno and scratch cards.
It's a gambler's paradise.
And then you've got online slots, which are like a world unto themselves.
Oh, the slots, those are something else.
The themes, it's endless. Ancient civilizations, pop culture icons.
Movies, TV shows, music.
You can find a slot for anything, pretty much.
Pretty much. So, yeah, online casinos really do have something for everyone.
But before we get too carried away with all the fun and excitement,
Right.
got to bring it back to responsible gambling.
Always important.
Betplace.us, they emphasize this throughout their site.
They do. It's a core part of their message.
They offer resources, advice on setting limits, understanding the odds, all that.
Recognizing the signs of problem gambling, too.
Yeah, that's crucial.
It's about finding that balance.
Betting is a form of entertainment, not as a way to, like, solve your financial problem.
Exactly.
Betplace.us, they're all about that balanced approach.
And that's a great message to end on, I think.
So we've covered esports, virtual sports, those popular sports in Jamaica, all those different betting markets.
Even explored the world of online casinos.
Phew, it's been a whirlwind. But that's the beauty of Jamaican betting, I guess.
Right. There's so much to explore, so much to discover.
Exactly. And throughout it all, we've learned about the importance of knowledge
Strategy.
and, of course, responsible gambling.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Welcome back. We're wrapping up our deep dive into Jamaican betting.
And it's been a wild ride, hasn't it?
Seriously, from the history to the esports scene, virtual sports, those top 10 lists, even casinos, it's like a whole universe.
And betplace.us has been our trusty guide through it all.
Totally. And one thing that's really stuck with me is their emphasis on knowledge.
Yeah, they don't just say, here's a bunch of betting options, go crazy.
It's more like, hey, here's how it all works, make smart choices.
They really empower you.
They do. They break down the odds, the bonuses, those payment methods, those different betting markets.
Even the history of betting in Jamaica, which I found fascinating.
Me too. It's like knowing where things came from helps you understand where they're going.
Exactly. And that's what I appreciate about betplace.us. They go beyond the surface.
They give you that context, those insights that help you make informed decisions.
They want you to be an active player, not just blindly following the crowd.
To learn the rules, explore those strategies, and of course, manage your bankroll responsibly.
They hammer that point home, which is so important.
It is. It's about taking control, not letting the excitement run away with you.
So if you had to boil it all down, what are the key takeaways you'd leave our listeners with?
For me, it's got to be that focus on informed decision-making, like you said.
BitPlace.us is all about giving you the tools, the knowledge to navigate this world.
So takeaway number 1, do your research.
Absolutely. Understand the platforms, the games, the markets, the strategies, all of it.
And BitPlace.us is a great place to start, for sure.
They've done a lot of the heavy lifting for you.
Now, takeaway number 2, this builds on what we've been saying. Security, trustworthiness.
Always choose licensed, reputable platforms.
And the great thing about BetPlace.us,
They've already vetted the sites they recommend.
so you can trust their picks, basically.
You can breathe easy knowing you're in safe hands.
Which brings us to takeaway number 3, and this might be the most important one.
Hit us with it.
Remember to bet responsibly,
Couldn't agree more.
set limits, manage your bankroll, don't chase those losses.
And if you need help, don't be afraid to seek it out.
There are resources available. BetPlace.us even lists some on their site.
It's about having fun, enjoying the excitement, but doing it in a way that's safe and sustainable.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So there you have it, folks.
Our deep dive into Jamaican betting, brought to you by BetPlace.us.
They've got tons of great info, tips, insights, all that good stuff.
So if you're interested in this world, check them out. You won't regret it.
And remember, the thrill of the game is even better when you're playing smart, making informed choices.
And betting responsibly.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. We'll catch you next time.
May the odds be ever in your favor.